Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are and whatever time it may be in your location. My name is Dr. Michael O'Connor. I am the Director of Strategy and Project Management at Medtronic. I am located in Minneapolis, Minnesota at our operational headquarters, and I have been with Medtronic for about 17 years. Medtronic is the world's largest medical device innovator and manufacturer of medical devices. I thought it'd be a good idea to give you a brief background on myself from an education, work, and teaching background. I started my education at Metropolitan State University, graduating in 1992 with a Bachelor of Arts in Business and a minor in Project Management. I went on to graduate school at the University of St. Thomas, graduated in 2006 with a Master's of Science and Technology Management. Then I went on to the University of Wisconsin-Platteville and also graduated in 2006 with a Master's of Science in Project Management. Then on to an MBA and graduated in 2009 at the University of Phoenix. And then I went on to do a PhD at the University of Maryland, College Park, A. James School of Engineering. And I majored in civil engineering with my actual major being in project management, and I graduated in 2014. On the career front, I started my career at 3M from 1986 to 1991 in the technical field. And then I went on to Schneider in the medical device world from 1991 to 1999, and then Boston Scientific purchased us in the 1999 timeframe. And I was actually working as a program manager there. I then went on to Advanced Neuroscience as the Director of Product Development in 1999. From there, I went on to HeartStent from 2000 to 2003 as a Director of Product Development, and then over to CHF Solutions in 2003 to validate their manufacturing clean room. And then I went to Medtronic and started in 2003, and I've been there ever since for 17 plus years, mainly working in the R&D space, project, program, PMO areas. I've been in R&D, clinical, regulatory, quality, science, technology, development, pretty much all areas at Medtronic, and I've been at corporate and in the business units, so great experiences. And then I have been teaching graduate school as an adjunct faculty for the past 6 years at the College of St. Scholastica, the University of Wisconsin-Platteville, and Metropolitan State University. Medtronic has a commitment to innovation and taking healthcare further together. Like I said, I've been with Medtronic for over 17 plus years in a variety of project, program, and PMO roles. And since the work here is going to be around the PMO and EPMO, I thought it would be a good idea to have the brief history and background of Medtronic. Medical technology is what we do. It's what we've always done. You may know us as the pacemaker company, the diabetes pump maker, or deep brain stimulation experts, but we do so much more. We have been around since the late 1940s, where we began as medical equipment repair business located in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Earl actually set up shop in just a small garage. In the 1950s, our co-founder, Earl Bakken, created the first wearable, battery-operated pacemaker, a truly life-saving therapy. Many innovations later, we have evolved to become one of the largest healthcare technology solution companies in the world. Today, we are a medical technology leader offering therapies and solutions that enable greater efficiency, access, and value for healthcare systems providers and people they serve. You can see Earl in his left hand. He has one of the first wearable pacemaker. In his right hand, he has the new Micra that's FDA approved as of about 2 years ago. So you can see the size difference. It's quite amazing what has been done over the last 60 years. Earl Bakken holding the Mission Medallion, as you can see in the picture, which all employees receive after 1 year of service at Medtronic. You can see it actually drives everything that we do, and it was written in 1960, and nothing has changed. To contribute to human welfare by application of biomedical engineering in the research, design, manufacture, and sale of instruments or appliances that alleviate pain, restore health, and extend life. To direct our growth in the areas of biomedical engineering. To strive without reserve for the greatest possibility, reliability, and quality in our products. to make a fair profit, to recognize the personal worth of all employees, to maintain good citizenship. And I also met Earl at his home in the Big Island of Hawaii in March of 2018, 6 months before his passing, and it was a great 3-hour discussion on a wide range of topics. Driven by our mission, our rich history of innovation spans more than 60 years. This encourages us to continually break new barriers. Some highlights include our beginnings when in 1949, brothers-in-law Palmer Humunsley, an entrepreneur, and Earl Bakken, a graduate student in electrical engineering, created a medical electronics repair business and called it Medtronic. Then in 1957, we developed first battery-operated external pacemaker. In the remaining decades, we've expanded into heart valves, neurostimulation, spinal care, diabetes, remote monitoring, and more. And we acquired Covidien in 2015. And in 2017, we introduced Intellis, the world's smallest implantable spinal cord stimulator. And in January 2020, we introduced Micra AV. It starts with our strategy, which includes 3 key priorities. These priorities help improve the continuum of care, specifically for chronic disease, all while developing new partnerships with those who are committed to transforming care. We focus on therapy innovation, providing a spectrum of offerings aimed at improving both economic and patient outcomes. Globalization, adapting our thinking to address healthcare access challenges in both developed and developing countries. Economic value, thinking more holistically about the care continuum and how we can lead the creation of value-based healthcare solutions. Our therapies and solutions improve lives. We harness the power of technology to treat 70+ conditions and offer solutions to improve the system. We're in the brain, the heart, the spine, etc. We do a lot for all kinds of conditions, and we continue to strive to do our best. We offer therapies and solutions across our 4 business groups, and they are Cardiac and Vascular Group, the Diabetes Group, Minimally Invasive Therapies Group, which was Covidien, and Restorative Therapies Group. Underneath these groups, there is about 18 business units that all have their P&Ls and work in their own areas and focus on their own product development process. Medtronic continues to lead in technology innovation. Under the invention area, we're creating and developing new therapies that result in new markets. You can see the PillCam and the Reveal link as some examples there. Continuous innovation, enhancing the clinical outcomes and economic value of existing products. You can see that we have our pacing systems and implantable neurostimulator as a couple examples. And then in disruption, disruptive therapies in existing markets. You can see the Micra underneath that, the pacemaker that's the size of a pill. So innovation is at the heart of what we do. Our people. To help us deliver on our strategy, we need to have the right people. We have more than 90,000 employees around the globe, including more than 9,000 scientists and engineers. And we have a lot of clinical expertise. To develop new innovations, we spend about $2.3 billion last year on research and development. That translates to more than 4,600 patents and $460 million in clinical investments in fiscal year 2018. We also have more than 350+ clinical trials going on at any one time, all aimed at improving lives around the world. Our global presence. We are truly a global company, operating in more than 150 countries with more than 350 locations, including 75 manufacturing facilities. Our principal executive offices are in Dublin, Ireland, and our operational headquarters are in Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA. We have a great group across the globe, and it's fantastic to have this truly global company to work for. The first program I'd like to talk about is a grassroots project at Medtronic called Enhancing Project Management Rigor for Innovation. I am the champion for this program, and we've been working on this program since early 2016 to right now. Program summary. I believe that everyone performs some type of project management in their day-to-day work activities. I am advocating and educating that we take this to the next level at Medtronic and improve our project management rigor to improve our innovation output, and in the end produce devices, therapies, and services to better serve our patients around the world. We know from the Project Management Job Growth and Talent Gap Report 2017 to 2027 that there will be a 17% growth in project management-oriented jobs in the United States alone. The global economy has become more project-oriented. PMGJG Report 2017. These factors further reinforce the role of project managers in driving change and innovation in the organizations they serve. Excellence in strategic planning and project management utilizations. Medtronic has been working towards excellence in strategic planning with projects in the area of science, technology, and research development. We have been working to create a Medtronic information exchange to help others, like-minded individuals, to have a forum in which to ask questions and get answers. Use of project management as a competitive device. I'm a firm believer at Medtronic that project management is a competitive advantage, and we need to stay current and strategic in this area to improve leadership, technical project management, and strategic and business management. Resources to maximize impact. I work to make sure that resources are available and understood in projects and programs at Medtronic. We utilize software programs for resources that connect to financial software as a way to track the resources and deploy them as efficient as possible. Example projects with 3 different themes: EU MDR, EPMO. We'll talk about this in more detail later. The EU MDR is the European Medical Device Regulation, and I set up an enterprise project management office. This was done across 4 business groups and 18 business units. Project management training. I've been working as a champion with a group of cross-business and country representatives on improving our project management training and PMOs. These are all internally developed at Medtronic and have the foundational footprint with the PMI structure. Global integration of best standards. I've also been working across Medtronic Enterprise to integrate project management structure and standards. This is in the form of many different structures, topics, and frameworks. We are working to teach and inform at each internal Medtronic meeting. Corporate Executive Business Unit. Organizational project management, portfolios, programs, projects. You can see from this visual is that I have created a high-level overview to be utilized with the leadership. At the highest level, we have the vision, mission, strategic plan, and strategic objectives within the corporation and business units. The main organizational project management portion starts with the portfolio and a particular function, and this directs the strategic objectives and accomplishments. Programs are the next general area, and this creates the benefit management. For example, the use of the same resources across projects, but within the same program. Below this level are the projects, sub-portfolios, and project deliverables. This is a very handy tool to sit down and discuss with leadership to make sure we are aligned at a high level on what our strategy is and how it aligns to portfolios, programs, and projects. Lessons learned in the project program PMOs. Excellence in strategic planning and project management utilization. We need to be global in our reach and our strategy and project management. I have found that since we doubled in size over the past 2 years, that we need to be even more global and intentional in our reach with project management and PMOs. I have been creating this global reach with many different techniques and platforms. I also have taken it upon myself with my corporate position and work in project management to be the champion for this global reach. Responding to communications, we need to speak in many ways: standard reporting practices and common metrics. Communication is the key to making sure we have aligned strategy, goals, and day-to-day operations. I've been utilizing our Medtronic Information Exchange, or MIX, to share ideas and update information around project, program, and PMOs. This allows across the enterprise a common set of metrics and dashboard to standardize the many different functions. Involvement of stakeholders. I believe, and we have seen from the lessons learned with projects previously discussed, that it is very important to have the involvement and approval of stakeholders. If the stakeholders are not involved and there is a change that requires their attention, you may be surprised if they're not willing to give the project what it needs in order to survive. Lessons learned continue. Use of project management and PMOs as a competitive device. Common component developing project management curriculum. I have the ability at the corporate level to create and deploy project management courses that can be utilized across the enterprise. I've been able to reach out to others in the company and people outside of the company to develop project management training that is common across the PMO organization, but also is in our organization's technical and business acumen speak. Identify basic parts of what project management should be. I have learned that we need to keep a simple and high-level project management structure in order to be able to educate and train efficiently. When we keep it simple, we can create an easy-to-follow structure that any new or seasoned project manager can follow and deploy their project, program, or portfolio. Develop a global strategy for integration of project management into standard operations. I have a global strategy for the integration of project management into our standard day-to-day operations. It is a basic strategy that allows for some flexibility and builds into how our work is completed. This includes templates, resource planning, metrics, and archiving of material on a common site. Lessons learned continued. Resources to maximize impact. Common statements of work, common projects, common plans, common reports, common deliverables, and closing and lessons learned. I believe that these are some of the most important tools to maximize impact of our resources and have success in PMOs. When we have common items such as the ones listed in this slide, we have the ability to share resources and maximize the potential output of these resources. If these items are different in scope and common data, it will be difficult to capture the information in order to gain the efficiency and productivity. When we begin to speak the same language, acronym terms, and company technical lingo, we will be able to move faster, more efficient, and with higher standard of quality. We have started to see that when we utilize common ways of completing the same work, that operational efficiencies are gained and we actually free up more resources to do more work. Best practices continue. Excellence in strategic planning and project management utilization. Global involvement of different stakeholders. I have been working on the involvement of different stakeholders. I have utilized a structure now called councils. We have many of these in different areas of the corporation. I have utilized our Research and Development Council to create a Project Management Office, or PMO, working group that reports to this council. This has been fully implemented and is working well to date. Ensuring enterprise-wide common communication, practices, process, and execution. I have started a Medtronic Information Exchange mix group called Project, Program, and Portfolio Management. I utilize this for my PMP training sessions, upcoming PMI meetings, PMI articles, and many other Medtronic internal PM type activities. In addition, I have a poster that I present at the Medtronic meetings to communicate our practices, process, and execution. I am also using this poster at external meetings with really good success. This has been fully implemented and is working well to date. Project, program, portfolio management in a global environment. I have a project management group at Medtronic, and I have recruited people from business groups around the globe. I also utilize the team to have them meet with their respective groups in the businesses and countries to discuss project management topics. This has been fully implemented and is working well to date. Best practices continue. Use of project management as a competitive device. Excellent product development practices, now focusing in on project management best practices. I have worked on our product development practices and process for a number of years. This is moving into a fully operational mode, but has not been fully implemented yet. I have, however, fully implemented this in one business unit and 50% in another business unit. Education, train, and inform across the enterprise in these key areas. I've been training people in project management at work and at 2 universities, now actually 3 universities. I also have been educating people with the organization and product development. I have developed a wiki page to share information on product development. The education, training, and informing across the enterprise has been fully implemented at Medtronic. Educate leadership on the benefits of project management. I have been meeting with the C-suite level leadership to gain their approval and thoughts in the area of project management. I have understood their perspective at the leadership level, and I have educated them on the tools and benefits of project management. I am nearly complete with implementation and speaking to everyone, but I will continue to meet with other leaders to educate them in project management. Best practices continue. Resources to maximize impact. Gather information on global sites with regards to resources and equipment. I've been working on gathering information for all our resources and equipment at the R&D global sites to gain efficiency and productivity. I will now use good project management to create a strategy and plan to create the improved efficiency around the resources. This has been fully implemented and is working well today. Shared resources information across the enterprise to gain efficiency. I have shared information with the R&D Council to give them an idea of the scale and scope of the resources we currently have deployed. More work is needed in order to create the monetary benefits that come with this type of large-scale R&D. This has been fully implemented and is working well to date. Global face-to-face meetings are important to discuss talent and high potentials. I've started to bring talent discussions into the R&D Council. These meetings have already taken place face-to-face with the talent identified, and discussions have been fully implemented. Now we'll do a deeper dive on the European Medical Device Regulation Enterprise Project Management Office. I would like to now turn our attention to the EU MDR, or European Medical Device Regulation, and the formation of the EPMO. What are the EU MDR and IVDR regulations? New regulations in Europe for medical devices and in vitro diagnostic products with many changes compared to the current directives. This consolidated trilogue text of the EU MDR and the EU IVDR regulations were issued in June 2016 and will become official after the publication in the official journal of the European Union, most likely in May of 2020. What is the significance? After a 3-year transition period, all products must be CE certified to EU MDR requirements. This transition period for EU IVDR is 5 years. Our immediate focus is on the EU MDR planning. There will be impacts across Medtronic businesses and many functions for the commercialized product portfolio and product development. Product portfolios may need to be assessed for remediation, retirement, phase out, or replacement. There will also be impacts to other geographies using CE mark products as products and labeling are updated. What will success look like? A common interpretation and implementation of the EU MDR requirements across Medtronic to meet compliance timelines. Recertification of products within the established timelines, strategic investment opportunity assessment and execution, and of course, portfolio assessment, rationalization, and commercial impact evaluation/mitigation. What is the EU MDR impact to Medtronic? EU MDR has pan-Medtronic business and cross-functional impact to processes and products. An accelerated approach has been used to develop a common interpretation for the regulation, identity, and key activities for compliance and estimated costs. In order to plan for and execute on EU MDR requirements, program project management is required at each level: EPMO, BU, regional, and work streams. EU MDR, EPMO will own a defined set of program activities. Work streams will lead opportunities for collaborative work across the BUs, and the BUs will implement required compliance activities for the products in their portfolios. Funding for work streams activities to come from applicable governance organization within the EPMO. EU MDR, EPMO. Why? EU, one source of truth for the MDR interpretation. We need an EU MDR, EPMO. Dissemination of information, program setup, drive integration between functional areas, continued identification of opportunities, and overall program reporting and communication. Under the work streams, we need a point of coordination for pan-Medtronic activities and needs, ability to work across BUs through existing mechanisms, common tools, templates, and processes for each function designed for new requirements, and aligns governance model for new process and activities. Business units, continued assessment, product remediation, updates to technical documentation, and continued portfolio assessment and product level decisions. All this together is program excellence under the EPMO. EU MDR EPMO governance structure. We needed a structure that was simple and easy to follow a process. It had to work with the various business units to make sure that it was easy, and it worked between the business units and also work with corporate. We had the typical plans of a communication plan, timelines, cost, and scope, but one of the parts of this was trying to get to an actual complete number for what this would cost into the next phase. We also needed flexibility, so as things changed and people changed, we could move this quickly, and the ability to adapt quickly. One of the things that we had against us here is we purchased Covidian, and they weren't on our IT system for probably 1.5 to 2 years, and we had to figure out a way to integrate those people quickly. So we used LinkedIn and Box amongst other technologies to make sure that we could get this going and moving forward. EUMDR EPMO Program Project Management Practices. We had a standard program / project management practices that included some really simple things. We did include some agile approaches such as scrums and daily stand-up meetings. The daily stand-up meetings were actually a big success. And EPMO, the new topic suggested by leadership, this was actually something that came out of a senior vice president to start a PMO, which was actually pretty good coming out of Medtronic, because we had to align with all the business units and the new Covidien company. We knew this was a complex program with a lot of questions. It had a great deal of visibility because of the cost and the speed, and it had to work across many functions besides the business unit. It had to go across clinical, regulatory, research and development, quality, etc. And we also had to focus on a technical playbook that would be the one source of truth. And that was very important so that people didn't interpret the regulation differently and we had the same source of truth. You can see from this picture here, this was our team early on. We were out curling, which is a form of throwing a rock down the ice rink, try to get it in the center. We were doing this down the road. This is one of our team building exercises. EUMDR EPMO Innovation Description. This EPMO was really innovative in the way that we went at the work and set things up. Under communications, as I said already, we used LinkedIn. We used the project room, which you can see in the picture here, and we put fuzz paint on the walls. So this is a whiteboard type paint, and we utilized, you can only see 2 walls here, but all 4 walls were utilized with this paint and were written on. We had the scope and objectives up there, project team members, we had our EPMO structure, we had also our swim lanes, and a lot of the deliverables. We felt that the speed that things were moving, we needed something like this because we use this every day, and you can also see the projector and the Polycom there, so we could have meetings in here and project on the white wall. It worked quite well. With stakeholders, this was a place to bring our stakeholders in and actually show what we were doing and give them a preview of what was going on with the EPMO. And then also leadership networking. We developed a slide deck to present to the many different leadership teams and senior leadership teams. We would develop it out of this room using these walls and then updating our slide decks. And as I said before, we combined traditional and agile methodologies, and we did everything pretty much out of this program PMO, EPMO room. EUMDR, EPMO, Innovation, Impact, and Results. The impact was across the business units in the organization, including corporate. The goal was to present with this phase of the EPMO as an overall cost estimate for the entire company. And Medtronic is a company of about 30 billion in sales and about 90,000 employees. So it's very large, very complex. The results, we came up with an innovative communication methodology using the EPMO program room. We combined traditional project management with agile. The time, we actually completed 3 weeks ahead of schedule. Cost was under budget. The playbook was completed 2 weeks ahead of schedule. And the EPMO structure was set up across the organization, which was a big task in itself, given that one of our business groups, MITG, which was Covidien then, again, wasn't on our IT system, so we had to get very creative. And again, this is just a picture with some of the work streams. You can see how we're quickly writing things up there and changing colors and doing things very rapidly. EUMDR, EPMO, the program return on investment. We completed the program, as I said, ahead of schedule, saving time and money. This allowed the business units to plan earlier for the next portion of the program. This was a big deal because we did give them more time back. When at the time that this was being worked on, senior leadership was getting very excited about where we were going to land with the overall cost and the timing of this program. And you can see this is actually a picture of the EPMO program room after we finished this phase of the program. We cleaned the walls all off, and now they're nice white walls. But this room was very key to our success and being able to move quickly. We would have anywhere from 2 to 8 people in this room all day long, every week, weekends sometimes, and nights. So this was a big asset for us to be able to utilize during this EPMO program. EUMDR, EPMO, lessons learned. Communication takes time and you need a plan. You have to be able to figure out where you're going to go with the communication, what methods you're going to use. Are you using IM, phone, email. You need to have that clear, and all your team members need to know that to be able to move quickly. Provide an area for the team to be innovative. We did that with the program room that you saw in the earlier pictures, and we did that by having the fuzz paint on the walls. Be open to low technology solutions like the war room and the fuzz paint. Do not wait to be told what to do. Step up and be a leader. Anyone at any level needs to figure out how to do things, and they don't need permission to do things. It's better to move forward and get it done than wait and get a committee to figure it out. Break problems into smaller pieces to keep things moving forward. We believe that it was really key to be able to break things into small pieces and break things apart, write them up on the wall, have a team go figure that out and come back and update on that. Meet with stakeholders often and keep them updated on progress or failure. We felt that this was a key to success too. We kept the stakeholders updated. We brought them into the room and we went to their leadership meetings on a cadence. Innovate at every step of the way. I think that can't be stressed enough, that innovate no matter what it is you're doing. Here it was project, program, EPMO, but innovate, figure out different ways to do it, a better way to do it, and then do it. The post-it note that I have here, it says, good project management, invest in the unknown rather than the technologies we already know about. This is from Art Fry, who actually invented the post-it note. I became good friends with him over the last 5 or 6 years, and I just wanted him to write something about project management, so that's what he wrote on a post-it note, of course. And I stay in touch with him, and we kind of talk about innovation quite a bit. I want to thank you for your time and listening to my presentation today. I hope you found it interesting and worthwhile. If you have any questions, please call, text, or email me, and have a great day. Thank you.